Hello and welcome. I'm joined by Lee and Dan from Simoda. I thought we'd be on the decking today because you guys are based out in Sheffield. It's unusual to see the sunshine. I'm sure you'll tell me different. But first of all, talk to me a little bit about Simoda as an organisation and your respective roles.
Yeah, so I'm Daniel, I'm the MD. So my role within Simoda is to look after the whole entire business. And I've had the fortunate responsibility of working with Lee for many years now, over 20 odd years, which is good. Simoda were born back in 2019, and we were born as what we call a technology first business. So our strategy as an organisation is to not have a traditional sales team. We have a non-commission based sales team. So we're talking more technology rather than what profit the salesperson would make on a particular deal, etc. Lee?
Yeah, I'm Lee. I'm the Technology Solutions Director at Simoda. So my job really is to understand technology and bring technology into the business, and make sure that every single technology that we bring in can be consumed however the customer wants, whether it's procure it, lease it, service, etc., etc. So that's my role.
Thank you. Julie?
So yes, I was going to ask you, you said about bringing products into your business, and obviously a big part of that is obviously working with people like ourselves in distribution, and the partnership we have to, I guess, bring you different ideas and different product sets in. So maybe tell us a little bit more about your engagement and involvement with TD SYNNEX.
Yeah, so what we looked for in a partner really is a partner, not just mainland distribution. Yeah. We're a small growing business. We do need help. We do need guidance sometimes, and I think testament to TD is that's what I found initially when we started talking about HPE GreenLake. Is yes, you can hear all the stuff from HPE, but really getting down into the nuts and bolts of it and having that access to the technical team as well and pre-sales is a massive plus for us. It's direct access makes it really worth our time and energy to put in there with you guys. Really.
And it's more of it's a collaboration, it's a joint effort, isn't it? Again, the discussions from your pre-sales guys to our team, like you say, having that route in is a real, I guess, a bonus for you guys. We're an extension of Simoda in that way, even when we're talking to your customers.
Yeah, and our business is built to collaborate.
Yes.
When Dan mentioned about the non-commission based policies, that helps us collaborate as a complete business from technical right through to the front end commercial aspect. And I think that's where we line up really, really well.
Yeah.
Is having that access across and collaborate to make sure we build the right solution for the customer, make sure they get the outcome that they are really wanting to drive, and not necessarily put something in just for the sake of putting it in and making more money. It's around what is the end goal for the client.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys come in and help us with that initial.
Yeah, and I think it's a really interesting relationship. We deal with many partners, but I think your articulation of being slightly different is what customers are looking for in the marketplace. I see as a service is something that you've really picked up on as a small, medium business effectively. The relationship with TD, we thank you very much for the support and the partnership that we got there. But you've picked up on HPE's transformation around HPE GreenLake. Can you explain why you think that is key to your success moving forward and what that delivers, not just to Simoda, but ultimately to end customer?
I think that our strategy with clients is to look to try and solve challenges that they have, their issues. And as Lee mentioned earlier, we give them the option of how they want to procure that solution. However, we want to try and move them towards more of an OPEX-based solution. It's better for us as an organisation. It's better for the client. Ultimately, I think when we start thinking about GreenLake and HPE's vision, the edge cloud vision with GreenLake, it fits perfectly with our vision. Exactly what we need.
And I guess you must be seeing customers, again, new business-wise. It's not kind of a customer or a partner that's been around for 20, 30 years. Your business is relatively new. So you would have seen in your own experience how things have evolved, whereas your now organisation is very much more that choice, that cloud experience. Yeah. But with HPE GreenLake, you've got the best of both worlds. You've got that on-prem solution, but still that cloud-like experience.
I think the important bit for us is 100% the experience that the customer has. It should be seamless. It should be seamless. It should work perfectly. Working with you guys and with the customer and with our team as well, it fits in perfectly. I think HPE GreenLake and what HPE's messaging in general fits exactly where we are. So when we approach an opportunity to speak to the client, we go first in with GreenLake. We don't fit it in the back end. We go first in with the strategy. Let's understand what the business objectives are and let's work out how we can fit this in.
Sorry, I was going to say, your relationship with HPE must have evolved quite dramatically over the last few years as well. They're all in as everything as a service. So for you to lead with that proposition, again, your focus areas within their organisation, you must see a huge difference in that area as well.
It's for us being positioned in the cloud and data partner piece with way bigger partners than us is testament to what we're doing. Right?
Absolutely.
Because our number one goal is to make sure the customer gets what they're expecting to get, the overall experience. People do want to adopt cloud, but is the public cloud right?
Yeah.
And that's the conversations we start having with clients is, what does cloud first strategy actually mean? Well, we want to consume something, right? Well, where's best for that application to sit? So that for us is where the GreenLake messaging comes in. But ultimately, looking at this many years ago, it was something I didn't really buy into at the time, but now we completely get it as a business. And we are quite well known within HPE, which is a real shock for me.
I think you say that, but I don't underestimate the work that you've done, and your core strategy fits the model of how HPE wanted to transform. I know we're not necessarily going to mention client names, but we've had a number of successes. And you've really fast-tracked this transformation around GreenLake. Would you like to just explain a little bit around one customer success and what that gave to the client, the benefit, and ultimately your engagement as a Simoda?
Yeah, I think we've got a manufacturing organisation that we dealt with for quite a while. They had multiple challenges, but GreenLake and the HPE solution fit perfectly for these guys in 3 different ways. So they had application problems. They needed to re-architect their applications on new infrastructure for aging kit. Perfect fit. Also, they were on a procurement and acquisition trail. So they're looking at bringing businesses in. And because of that, they needed to keep their cash in the bank. They wanted the money in the bank. They didn't want to put out in OPEX. Fitted perfectly for us. Yeah. Also in terms of the metering and everything else. And I think what we did, we got the right people involved early doors. I think you were involved quickly.
So when we initially spoke to the client, it was, we want to scale. We don't know when. We have a challenge with our current solution and systems. But ultimately, like Dan said, we're on this massive acquisition trail. We're buying companies. We're launching new products. How the hell do we get to the market quicker? All that sort of stuff. And we had a chat with the IT director there, went through the whole piece around consumption and what does it mean and how we can scale. And it was sort of, that's great, but how do I get this over to my FD? That was the biggest challenge for him. And then we got HPE Financial Services involved. We did a call with the FD for an hour, and pretty much he was brought straight into it as he understood how he could put it onto his books and how it worked for him financially as a business.
Financial models, again, I think as you've just articulated, it's a technical solution, it fits technically, it's right, it's the utilisation, it's using what you need from day one, but that financial messaging and financial sign-off is key because it's the different lines of business when it comes to HPE GreenLake. It's not just technical, it can be FD, it can be MD, it can be HR, depending on where the alignment needs to be from a management point of view. So covering all those bases obviously has shown the success you had with that particular
We knew we had to roll him out.
Yeah.
We knew we had to get the FD on side. So while we were designing the solution, we were having that conversation anyway.
Do you think that the FD knew about the sort of the ability to buy in that manner?
No.
Apart from obviously traditional lease.
Yeah, traditional lease or cloud.
Yeah.
Public cloud.
Yeah.
Public cloud wouldn't work for a manufacturing outfit that's got machines on premise that need to be running on operational. There's an element of public cloud that could use email, that sort of stuff, but pure production was never going to happen. But he wanted that consumption model, that monthly recurring or that monthly access to see where with his solution, so GreenLake Central and all this sort of stuff that he apparently loves.
Visibility.
And he just likes to see where his bills are going and what's being utilised. Is everything being utilised to the max?
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. So now the IT director's having conversations more and more with the finance guy, the finance director. So they're getting a better relationship as well now. So from a growth perspective, they can both see what is the next step and when is it potentially going to happen.
Yeah, especially when you said about on an acquisition trail, is that they can see their utilisation, they can, I guess, gauge where they're going to need more capacity. So maybe they do need to then do change orders and add to their environment. Obviously, that flexibility you have with GreenLake and going up and down allows them to do that seamlessly, but equally seeing the visible of how much it's going to cost them, and they're not then over provision and not being.
And they've got control of their data, right?
Massively.
They know they've got it secured, and they're not paying for touching their data. That's the big thing for them is we control what we do with our own data.
Yeah. I know we've had some success, and we thank you for that. Just thinking about, obviously, you talk about manufacturing. Do you think this is transferable to other markets, and what do you see in the marketplace currently?
Yeah,
the attraction to HPE GreenLake.
I think it's been really interesting because we've not got a vertical focus. However, due to our skills and expertise and learning and working with you guys, we've seemed to have found a few vertical markets that really fit. Manufacturing, 100% great fit. Financial services, great fit. Housing associations, transport, logistics. We're starting to move into different areas. It's really interesting how it's brought all these things out. I think the good thing for me in terms of the not just the relationship, but the actual technology as well. The GreenLake technology, the HPE technology behind GreenLake is fantastic, and that does help massively. It does help.
Great.
That's great, Dan. Thank you very much. And again, thank you both for coming in today and telling us more about Simoda, but equally telling us about the opportunity and the success that you've had. And we look forward to having more success with you in the future as well.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the meantime, enjoy the sunshine, guys.
You will.
Thank you.
Wonderful.